Oakland had 613 officers back in 2013, so 600 would make it the smallest force in years.
Check out this video of an Oakland resident talking about what's been happening in her city, which, as you know, if you think LA and San Francisco and Portland are bad, Oakland is like getting pretty damn close to being ground zero for all of this lunacy.
Oakland is facing a deficit of $93 million for this fiscal year alone. Since public safety takes up a majority of the budget, experts say any kind of cut will likely involve police and fire. Much like an emergency, Oakland's finance department calling for urgent solutions to close the deficit. The city admits it's already spending money from its emergency reserves.
To cut already shortened police department makes absolutely no sense. And to cut the fire department means absolutely no sense.
Tahira Hodge worries about possible cuts to police and fire. She and her family evacuated from their home last month in the Keller fire. She credits the fire department for saving her neighborhood.
I looked out and I saw all the smoke and there was some fire in the trees, and I was like, oh my gosh.
In a contingency budget plan released in June, the city talked about reducing the police force down to around 600 officers. Right now, the city has roughly 670 officers. Oakland had 613 officers back in 2013, so 600 would make it the smallest force in years. The contingency plan would also brown out a handful of fire stations, freeze positions across city departments, and reduce hours at rec centers, libraries, and senior centers.
My priority is public safety and a clean city. I need the police and the fire department to respond.
Councilman Noel Gallo and others have warned Mayor Sheng Tao and her allies about this financial mess back in June. The current budget depends on selling the Coliseum, but the city has not received money from the deal.
At the end of the day, we're going to have to negotiate with the unions. You know, we got to make some reductions. We may have to lay some people off.
He says cuts alone won't be enough. They need concessions from the unions.
Do you realize how psychotic this is? Like, this is a snake that eats its own tail situation. That Oakland, which has lost a ton of people, right? People with money did not want the crime and everything else, and they were defunding the police and all that stuff. So they left. Now the budgets go down. And what's the answer from the government? Okay, we'll cut the police and the fire department. Oh, and we happen to live in a fire area, fire zone, but we're going to cut fire department, and then people will just have to deal with that. Oh, and the crime will go up. We played that video, what was that, 2-3 months ago, where that entire strip mall in Oakland disappeared, and everyone was very upset that Walmart was gone. But the crazy one was they closed not only a Starbucks, but they closed an In-N-Out. It is the only time an In-N-Out has been closed in the United States. In-N-Out is the best fast food burger bar none. I'm not going to listen to any of this Shake Shack nonsense, okay? I just will not do that today. And they closed In-N-Out there because there was so much freaking crime there. So it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You push all of the good law-abiding people out. You push all of the people out who produce, who make things, who do things, who abide by the law. They all start leaving. Then the budgets go down. Then the crime starts going up. Then you have a bunch of incompetent people running everything. And then suddenly you have less police in the places that need it most.